Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I am flying on Alaska Airlines 737-900ER from Seattle to Boise. The seat has 32 inches of pitch, 17 inches of width, and a solid 2 inches of recline. My aircraft today is registration N296AK. This is not my first time flying Alaska, but it very well might be your first time watching my videos. So if that's the case, be sure to like and subscribe to see even more awesome content.
Seats when our seatbelt sign is on. If needed, an oxygen mask is going to drop from the panel above. Remain seated and pull down on the oxygen mask to start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask completely over your nose and mouth and secure it with the elastic band. Tighten by pulling on the ends. The bag will not inflate, however, oxygen will be flowing. You put your mask on before helping anybody else and just keep it on until you've been advised by a crew member. Just as you get off this airplane, you can inflate the vest by pulling down sharply on the red tabs. You can also manually inflate the vest by blowing into the tubes. And in case we hit water, the light is going to activate. Once again, the evacuation slides at the front doors can be used for flotation. Federal law. It requires you to comply with all crew member instructions, lighted information signs, and posted placards. Federal law also strictly prohibits smoking, vaping, using chewing tobacco, or drinking your own alcohol anywhere on board this flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying our lavatory smoke detectors are also prohibited. Your safety and your well-being are important to us, so just let us know if you notice any unwelcome behavior. And then for security reasons, we're going to request that no one forms a line in the forward lavatory area, and please just use the lavatories in the cabin which you're seated when it's available to you. Now help us get ready for takeoff just by making sure your seatbelts are fastened, your seat backs and tray tables are up.
Something I've noticed flying Alaska is that their seat seems way more comfortable than any other airline, at least in the US. I can't prove that it's better, but maybe I'm just crazy. I really did like my seat on this flight.
At this time, we would like to extend a special welcome to our Mileage Club members and those joining us from our one-road airline partners, as well as Hawaiian Airlines. You can now book Hawaiian and Alaska flights on either airline's website, get miles, and transfer those miles between our loyalty programs. We'll have even more exciting benefits to share with you next year. In the meantime, you can visit alaskaair.com to learn more.
As we make our way into the sky, just about 10 minutes late, it's time to talk about the most important part of the flight, the snacks. Alaska offers a complimentary beverage of choice along with these really tasty seasoned twists. I have no idea what they are, but they were really good, at least as far as in-flight snacks go. Alright, I may have gotten a little distracted by a certain Boise State football game while on this flight, causing me to skip right to the final descent into Boise. My excuse is the fact that it was foggy. I legit saw no lights until we landed.
If your phone is close, you can take it out of airplane mode. And without a baggage service guarantee, your bags are going to be at baggage claim within 20 minutes of our arrival at the gate. Or you can see a baggage agent, and they're going to give you a discount, or maybe even miles towards a future flight. If any of you have any questions about connecting flights, what you can do is check the monitors inside the terminal, or you can use that Alaska app.
Welcome to the only city that brags about trees and yet really does not have a lot of trees, Boise, Idaho. My flight today was very uneventful and I really enjoyed the short hop tonight. For the price, I can't necessarily say Alaska takes the cake on any particular category. I'd argue the product on United or Delta would be just as good or better, especially with IFE screens. But Alaska still gave me a kind and professional service, of which I greatly appreciate. As a final rating, I give this flight a solid 8 out of 10. It's not the best ever, and it wasn't a bargain or anything above and beyond, but was still notably an enjoyable flight. I would 100% recommend Alaska to anyone on the West Coast, as their network is vast and fairly frequent. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in today. As much as I love to fly, I also do these flights for all of you to enjoy. So if you thought this was great, be sure to like and subscribe. And be sure to come back next week to see yet another United flight on a 737 going to Vancouver. Thanks for watching.
You're home.
Thank you.
Here's where it makes its work. But that's a neighborhood.
I got here 2 minutes early. Really glad